Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2019. I do hope this video finds you all well. I do apologize that they are coming out just a little bit late. I did post on my YouTube community tab earlier. I've just been so inundated with personal readings and just life stuff. I've been kind of depleted, and I like to make sure that I'm coming into these readings fully connected and fully functioning here. I'm feeling much better and much more capable. Thank you all so much for your patience and understanding with me, especially those of you who are still waiting on personal readings. I'm still just learning the rhythm. This is all still kind of new for me. This channel has just taken off so quickly. I would love to thank all of those of you, all of you who have been liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. You are responsible for this incredible growth. So thank you all for your support. It's amazing to be able to put out these messages for all of you guys. Before we get too far into things, I would just like to invite someone to put a timestamp in the comments. I will pin it. So that way people who are not interested in the astrological portion of this reading can just go straight to the tarot cards. But I do like to start off these readings just with kind of a brief astrological rundown of what's going to be going on for the month. I think it's really helpful, especially just to get a sense of what might be happening when. Although I will be totally honest with you guys, there's just so much that is happening this month. You know, there's so many aspects, way more than usual. I honestly just didn't have time to write all of that out. So instead, I'm just going to kind of be giving a more brief overview of what September is going to be feeling like. That's kind of what I did in the blog post down below. If you're interested in looking at that, I do have the specific dates for the transits if you would like to know what's going to be happening when. But I gotta be honest for you, Capricorn, I actually feel like this is going to be a really good month for you. I feel like for a lot of people, there's a lot of potential, a lot of growth, but there is also quite a bit of squaring energy that's going to make things a little uncomfortable. It's like we're going to have all of this push forward and we're going to feel like we're being pushed into a wall at the same time. But, you know, Capricorn does very well under pressure. You know, you guys actually, when someone tries to bring you down or a situation tries to hold you down, you rise above. You're the mountain goat. You love to climb. You love to achieve. And, you know, things have been really tough for you guys this year. We've had Pluto and Saturn in your sign. They still are going to be doing that. They're still there. They're still hanging out. But, you know, on the 18th, we do have Saturn finally going direct. It's been retrograde in your sign since April, I believe. And I feel like that's caused significant delays. What is it that you've been trying to do since April? Because I feel like you're going to get a really nice push forward this month, especially with all of these planets moving through Virgo. We have all of this amazing energy that's trining with your ruling planet Saturn in your sign, and we also have it trining with Pluto as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to really persevere and to grow, and you know, that's really I think you guys are going to have an amazing month, especially for the first part of September. There's a lot of potential and a lot of learning you're going to be doing as well. Virgo is your 9th house, especially for those of you who are Capricorn rising. You know, there's a lot of potential to learn a lot of helpful and useful things that are really going to serve you. And you might be deepening your spirituality or just researching very intensely this month, and there will be a lot of payoff there. Those of you who are going back to school or who are back at school already, again, you know, this is going to be a really good time for you academically as well. You might be feeling a lot of pressure, though. There might be this almost crushing perfectionism that could be holding you back. You know, Virgo energy can be very stifling in that way sometimes, especially as we are going to be having some squares with all of the planets moving through Virgo with the Jupiter and Sagittarius. That there could be some sort of restriction there as well, and maybe even too much perfectionism. Jupiter can kind of have the effect of making things go to an excess. And with all of this stuff in Virgo, it's like this perfectionism, this criticism, whether it's from yourself or other people, It could be, it's almost cutting you down or cutting people down. But honestly, Scorpio, Capricorn, I do feel like this is actually, you're going to be doing very well this month. I actually feel like you'll be handling all of this energy pretty well overall, especially with Saturn going direct in your sign. Although there definitely could be some opposition, I just see you rising above. And I feel like it's going to be a really solid month. Towards the end of the month, as we're going into Libra season, it could get a little bit tricky for you because you are going to start having some squares, especially with Venus and Mercury, I believe, that there might be some communication difficulties, some difficulties in your love life, might be presenting some challenges, but overall, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think you've just been going through such a transformative time, especially the Capricorns I've been tuning into, that this is going to be a pretty good month for you guys overall. So don't worry. Before I feel like that's pretty much the gist of things for you astrologically. Again, I have links down below for the astrology blog, as well as links for personal readings and Reiki sessions, for those of you who really want some energetic support or some clarity. But yeah, I'm going to begin the actual reading. Before I do that, I'm just going to disclaim that these are general messages, meaning not all the messages that come through are going to be meant for you. It's up to your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies for your own life and what should be left behind for someone else. Some of these messages may not resonate. This video might not be for you, and if it doesn't, if not, that's fine. I just didn't pick up on your energy this time. You are also welcome to check out some of the other signs if you know your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. I think that's pretty much everything. Let's shuffle some cards for you. What are the messages for Capricorn coming into September? So we're kind of looking at August right now. What's kind of been happening? What might be developing? This could even be further back, so keep that in mind as well. These time frames are pretty fluid in these general readings. This is just where your energy's been. What are the messages for Capricorn? Whoops. What are the messages for Capricorn coming into the month of September? Wow. You already seem to be feeling pretty good. Or you're starting off on the right foot. Whatever you've been working on, whether that be August or earlier, a lot of this seems to be quite positive. We have the Six of Swords. Some of you might have been moving. You know, this is showing up kind of in the day-to-day part of the past. Some of you may have moved recently or gone somewhere new. There might have been some travel here. I do feel like this is just kind of you leaving a darker phase of your life behind, following your light. I do have 3 cards that came out for your emotions, for your heart. We have the Two of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. My God, what has been going on for you? You're feeling... You have the joie de vivre, almost, is like kind of the phrase that comes to mind. This could be a new romantic connection, especially with a Sagittarius for some of you. But there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of change that's about to happen. There might have been some sort of standstill, though, some sort of blockage with this Hanged Man. You might have been kind of assessing things, feeling things out, especially... I'm feeling like this is actually referencing, for a lot of you, April. When your ruling planet Saturn went retrograde in your sign, you've kind of been taking a pause, looking at things, getting a different angle on things. But I actually feel like you're ready to go forward. You've already moved forward physically, some of you. You could also be in communication with a Pisces who's bringing a lot of passion and excitement in your life. What is the animal wisdom here? What is the animal message for Sagittarius coming into the month of September? What's been going on? If you feel like you've been stuck, I feel like that's really in your head. Ooh, dragon. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of passion. You found this spark. You found your fire. You know, and if you're not resonating with this, work with the solar plexus chakra. That's definitely a center that this card references. You know, these spirit cards each correspond to a chakra, and the dragon corresponds to the Manipura or solar plexus chakra. So really pay attention to that energy center. You might just be feeling quite renewed, quite strong and willful, but if you're not, that's definitely a center to be working on. Although the collective I'm tuning into, you really seem to be in quite bright spirits, even if things aren't totally clear for you yet, or you just haven't been able to act yet. You know you're moving towards something really, really positive and really optimistic. And this could be a relationship, could be career stuff. I'm curious to see now the start of September for you guys. What is going to be happening here for my... why do I keep wanting to call you Scorpio? Are some of you dealing with Scorpios or have Scorpio placements? Tell me about my Capricorns. What is going on for Capricorn at the start of September? What are the themes of this month? Very nice. Four of Cups. The Two of Wands and the Three of Cups came out together. And the Nine of Pentacles. So I find this interesting. We have the Four of Cups kind of next to the Three of Cups here. I feel like you are shedding something, but it actually feels very positive. And I feel like this was something that... This is not the typical interpretation for this card, but I feel like it was keeping you in a very negative state. It was kind of holding you back in your life. I get the sense that it's also really important for you to be working with the law of attraction, working with gratitude. You know, the Four of Cups, traditionally, it's like you have this Ace of Cups being handed to you, this new beginning, but you're not seeing it because you're still focused on the Three of Cups, which is interesting that it's showing up here. You know, something that is... You're not aware of the opportunity that's being presented to you. And so much of working with the law of attraction, regardless of whether you really believe in it or not, it is psychological. By you writing down affirmations, it's going to actually change your perspective, change your perception so that you can see new opportunities or see different perspectives or angles that you wouldn't have before. And I feel like that's really, really an important message for you. Work with the law of attraction. You have a lot of potential for abundance to come in, especially with the Two of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles here. Some of you might actually be looking at traveling or going on some sort of exotic vacation or studying abroad or something. And you might be doing this with some friends. You might be doing this with a group of people. But I feel like this is really... There's a lot to celebrate here. And it's like, I feel like you're coming out of this state and you're coming into this celebration. You're coming back to something that made you feel really happy. This could be people, connections. Could potentially be a love connection as well. Especially with this Two of Wands. Might be referring to a twin flame for those of you who are into that. But I see this really as you looking into your future and feeling good about it. You have this sense of direction. It's like you've really been thinking a lot about this, and I feel like there is actually a potential opportunity for you at the start of September, but you do need to be able to see it. You do need to be open, and the best way to open yourself is to have gratitude, to write gratitude in a gratitude journal, to write manifestations. And with this Nine of Pentacles, I definitely feel like there is some sort of karmic, or not karmic, some sort of financial boon, but maybe a karmic boon as well. If you feel like you've been working very hard and you haven't been getting the payout, some of you could be getting this payout. This could be what was delayed in the past. You know, this is kind of the next card after the Hanged Man. It's like you're entering something very comfortable and very, very nice, which is great to see, because I know you guys have just been, it's been a rough year for you, Capricorn. But it seems like it's made you so much stronger. What is the animal wisdom for Capricorn at the start of September? Someone might also be a bit stingy with you, and maybe that's why you haven't gotten some sort of payout. But I feel like you are getting that. Bear. Yeah, there's definitely an awakening here. Spring is coming, even though we're in the fall. For those of us in the northern hemisphere, we're going into the fall. Maybe a lot of you who are watching this are in the southern hemisphere and it's actually spring. But energetically, this feels like springtime. It's you coming out of hibernation. Perfect, right? You know, again, this is more the first part of September, but again, we do have Saturn going direct on the 18th, which is kind of the middle of the month. I feel like you are coming into some sort of really nice chapter, but it might still be taking some time. I don't know if this is necessarily going to happen right away for you guys. Bear can kind of be a card that it's slow to start, but it's very solid and steady. And I feel like you're feeling pretty good about things. You might not necessarily have everything you want yet, and maybe that's why this Four of Cups is showing up. You are starting something though, or whatever is your direction you're going in, it feels really, really good. And this could also be pertaining to a love connection as well. Things might be going slow but steady. It feels promising. Interesting. If you're feeling physically exhausted, it's also important for you to exercise and to build your physical stamina. To start physically moving, it will actually get the energy moving for you. Interesting. What are the messages for the second half of September and beyond? What are the messages for Capricorn for the second half of September and beyond? Where is all of this energy going? You can kind of just think of this as where the energy, what the most likely outcome is. Ooh, nice. Yeah, you're coming into something very stable. And it's not just like stable for you. It has the potential to be stable for other people, for your family, for the people you care about. Ooh, yeah. This is really, really good. We do have the Seven of Cups, which is kind of interesting. I actually immediately felt like this was referring more to options that you have. I feel like you're going to have a lot of options. Sometimes this is a card of deception, of things not being very clear. But I do feel like this is actually referring to kind of figuring out what exactly you're going to be doing. There might be some things you didn't anticipate. And it might be making you question some things, especially in your day-to-day life. I'm not necessarily getting this for romance. It's more your job, your work, your home. I do have the Ten of Pentacles, though, showing up kind of in the heart here. You're going into a lot of stability, and this feels really, really good. And you've already been coming into this for a while, even if things have been really tight or really difficult or challenging. You've really been, you know, we have 9 pentacles here, and the 10th pentacle is found in the center. It's found within. Whatever changes you've been going through in the past few months, and really this whole year at large, I feel like it's really helped you find true abundance. Because, you know, it's like this Four of Cups. You could have all of this lavishness, all the money in the world, all of the connections you want, all of the family, and if you don't feel that from inside, it's never going to be fulfilling. It's like you've earned your fulfillment. And it has a lot of security for you. And, you know, we have the Daughter of Swords and the Lovers. This is kind of interesting energy. Some of you really could be involved with an air sign, especially a Gemini by the end of the month. I do kind of get the feeling that the communication can be a little blocky with this person, or a little chunky, but overall, I feel like there's actually a really nice love connection here as well. But I do feel like there are going to be some challenges, especially with those squares I was talking about in Libra. But this also makes sense because Libra is your 10th house. There is a big focus on career. There is a big focus on what you do in the world, your role in the world. Whether that's actually your career or your calling. I think a lot of the time the midheaven, it gets so focused on money, career, job, but it also has a lot to do with purpose. It has a lot to do with your role in the world at large. Even if it's not your job, it's kind of the role you fill in at your job. And I feel like there's a lot of stability. A lot of abundance coming your way. And I feel like you see it coming. You know it's coming. And whatever it is that's making you feel uncertain, I'm honestly not so worried about the Seven of Cups. I actually am noticing right at the bottom of the animal deck here, the Dragonfly card, which is very similar to the Seven of Cups energy. Dragonfly, it can kind of dart around. Its energy, it can be very sporadic, very fast moving. And it's really, this card is the communication or communion between water and air. You know, it is an air card, but it does spend most of its life by water. And its emotions can really color your perception of a situation right now. And it's important that as you're making decisions, you're coming from a place of clarity. So if you're feeling really sad or depressed, get into a more neutral state. Sometimes you're not going to get into happiness. Sometimes you can't reach joy. And you know, the funny thing is, I also kind of want to warn you against making decisions from a place that feels really, really good. It's almost like a manic feeling for some of you. You know, get grounded, get still, find stillness, and then make the decision. Come from a place of neutrality. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy whatever's coming your way. I definitely feel like there's a lot to be celebrating for you, but I know that, you know, you're very aware that these energies come in waves. You know, there's a high points, there's low points. Don't make a decision based on kind of being in a really high or a really low. Find the in-between, find your baseline. Get still. What is the animal wisdom? The last bit of animal wisdom for Capricorn. It's going to be really awkward if it's dragonfly again. Is there anything else? What is the animal wisdom for Capricorn? Firefly. Yeah, it's definitely time to act. Find that moment, that window of clarity, you know, when the firefly lights up, and act on it. And when you clear your mind, when you open your mind, you can really invite or open the window to inspiration. This could come in the form of dreams as well, so make sure you're writing your dreams towards the end of the month if you don't normally do that. Keep a journal by your bedside and write that down first thing in the morning. If you don't remember your dreams, you can actually just tell yourself, I am remembering my dreams, I will remember my dreams. Scientifically, it increases the chance of you remembering your dreams significantly. So do some dream incubation. I feel like that's going to be really, really helpful for you. But I feel like this just feels really, really nice, really luminous. Even if there is this moment where it's like things aren't going exactly how they seemed, still follow that spark. Still follow that moment, that inspiration. You've seen things. Don't doubt it. Keep going. Don't let your emotions cloud this clarity, because clarity can be very fleeting. It's like that Ace of Swords. It's that moment of realization and then it's gone, and you can doubt it. You can second guess it very easily, but follow that. Especially if this is pertaining to a love connection. You know, we do have the Daughter of Swords and the Lovers. There is love here. But communication might be a little off. But overall, things are looking really, really good for you, Capricorn. I'm not getting any more messages for you at this time. I do hope that this reading was helpful. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what's going on for you. It seems like this is a really positive turning of the chapter for you guys. I'm really, really excited. Again, I do have links for personal readings and Reiki sessions for those of you who want some individual or personalized assistance. And I think that's pretty much it. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, Capricorn, and happy September.